My first form of employment, honestly, was working with my grandfather, bro. Like, and I ain't trying to throw him under the bus, man, and nothing like that. But
sound like you are.
My man was not. My man had me out there at like 7 years old, bro, working the nail gun.
He ran a sweatshop with the family, bro.
Yo, I was probably like 10 driving the forklift, bro, no license. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was putting us to work.
We can't even put this episode out now.
What's up, y'all? Get ready to break it down and level up. Welcome to Doing Numbers, the #1 financial literacy podcast in the world.
Let's go.
I'm your host, Olu, and I got my man Scott with me as always.
And I got my co-host, Olu. How you pronounce the last one, guy?
Alare, man.
Alare?
Yeah.
That's with an apostrophe at the end?
Nah,
no apostrophe.
No apostrophe at the end this time.
Cool.
But make sure y'all bring y'all pen and pad as always, man, because we got some gems and always good tips to drop to you. Mm-hmm. So I want to talk about real quick, man.
You ain't gonna ask me how I'm doing?
You know what? I'm sorry, bro. I'll be so ready to get right into stuff.
You got to learn how to pick your co-host, man. Make sure y'all pay attention when y'all sign them contracts so you guys sitting on the other side.
Yo, so you right, man. I'm sorry, man. Let me take a step back, man. Scott, how are you today, brother?
Man, today I woke up in abundance. You know what I'm saying?
In abundance.
I feel like December is the month for abundance, bro.
Can you shed a little more light on that, man?
Sure, man. I think it's super accountable for you to wake up and take inventory and all that you have that you didn't consider. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Make sure that you take inventory, man. Get your QuickBooks open, man. See what you got.
I'm trying to see how I've been working in abundance or what's working in abundance for me this month. Mm-hmm. My credit score is working in abundance, bruh.
Oh yeah, where you come from?
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Man, I come a little ways, man, a little ways. You know, shout outs to you too, bro, because you helped me out.
What I do?
You actually put me on to a nice little.
Man, I thought I owed you some money.
Nah.
Okay, cool.
You put me on to a nice little a little exit plan that I could put together for myself to help my help my overall situation.
Okay, refresh my memory, man.
So,
what I do?
I know I was talking to you, man. We always talk, and we were talking about just our credit scores and what we wanted to do as far as building it up and how we were going to utilize it. So in that conversation, I was letting you know, like, yeah, man, I got this going on with my credit. I'm trying to knock this off, but I've been having a problem with it. And you came through with a really good solution that I never thought of.
So what you're speaking on is just not having the resources. You know what I'm saying? For what you know that you needed to do for yourself.
Correct.
But knowing that something needed to change.
Something needed to change.
Okay. So if I remember you correctly, you were talking about your credit report.
That's what's correct.
Okay.
And because right now, man, in the shift that I got going on, I'm looking to make bigger investments, bro. And with that, you know what I'm saying? You got to make sure your shit all the way right.
Yeah.
And it starts with the credit, you know what I mean? Because we want to OPM everything.
Absolutely. Other people's money all day and night. The worst place of investment is starting from your pockets. But going back to your credit report, man, that's your financial integrity, right? That's your badge of honor that you take with you. It ain't even about the score. It's about what your credit report says.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Do you got enough fluff? Are you filling it out? Do you have your percentages where your percentages are supposed to be? Is your credit utilization where it's supposed to be? Do you have enough loans in your account? Are those loans paid off in good faith, on time? You know what I'm saying? Those issues people don't recognize. And even furthermore, people don't realize there are items on their credit report that they need taken off in order for them to have that financial integrity.
Yeah. So
you're absolutely right, man. I'm glad you saw that you needed help in that area and asked for it.
Yeah.
A lot of us don't ask for help.
No, we don't, man. We tried to hold that burden on our own, man, and feel like, hey, it's just me. I got to do it. I'm not looking to collaborate or get any information from nobody, but those are ways that we've been stuck in for a while that we got to take ourselves out.
Hard head make a soft ass, bro.
Mama said it best. Granny said it best. Then Mama copied behind Granny. You feel me?
Granny always bites. She got it from somebody too.
But, the credit part, man, I definitely want to get into that a little bit later on because that is an important topic. that I do want to highlight and get a little bit more granular with. If you
Sure.
okay with that,
I'm more. Look, I'm just here, bro. I'm
Again.
here so I don't get fined.
that's it, man. And this is our journey, so I'm sure a lot of this information you guys can utilize once we get into rapping about credit a little bit more. But I think that's what really, woke me up and got me excited today, bro. Seeing that credit score jump a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you disclose where you at right now? I'm
Um,
not telling you to on air, but I'm saying, like, do you feel comfortable enough to say, hey, my credit score is this?
right now, yeah, I'll be honest with you. Right now, my credit score is at a 625.
Okay. Where you come from?
I came from a 540.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I came from a 540, man. My shit was poor.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You right.
Yo.
Right at that cusp where you can make all the right decisions and prepare you further than you thought you could in a
Yeah.
short amount of time. Or you could throw something on there and it tank the whole thing,
Yeah.
all your progress. So I just want you to make sure that moving forward, you're careful with the decisions that you make as far as your credit report is established.
Facts.
Not your credit score.
Yeah, that doesn't matter, to the optics, it matters. But yeah, you're right, man. Payment history, credit utilization, keeping that thing under 30% as much as you can. The mixtures of credit.
Absolutely.
So again, man, I don't want to dive too deep into that because I know we got another, episode for that. But
I'm sorry,
today's
I'm getting sidetracked.
nah, because it's dope,
I just want to
man.
give y'all as much as I can
It's dope.
while I'm here. That's all.
It's
man.
dope and it's needed. But today we got a great topic going on today. We got a great conversation that we want to have, man. So I want to actually roll this over to you because I guess today I'm gonna be the guest.
Yeah, man. A spotlight on you, kid.
Spotlight's on me. Spotlight is on me. Okay.
You ready? You ain't sweating, is you?
Nah. I'm
So-
ready, man. I've been built for this.
Today, I want to do you another favor.
Yeah,
You ready?
I'm ready.
I want to define what your superpower is, bro.
Woo!
Got any questions about that so far?
Nah, man. I got a good understanding of it now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, my superpower, man, is to bring, to be a source of a plethora of things. I like that word. That's a good word.
You like plethora?
Yeah. And I say that because I feel like I'm gifted from God in so many different ways, bro.
Okay.
And I say that because I don't want to box myself in. I used to be in the spirit of feeling like, oh man, I gotta dim my light a little bit because I'm really cold at this, but I don't want people to really feel no way because they know I'm good at that too.
Because you're special.
Because I'm special.
So do me a favor real quick. Can you tell the audience what your name is, where it comes from, and what it means?
Yeah, so my biological name is Oluseyi Fumi.
Fumi.
Oluseyi Fumi.
Okay.
So if we were back in Nigeria, amongst the folks, that's the commonality that you would hear folks, refer to me as.
Okay.
But Oluseyi is what is on my birth certificate.
Okay.
Which means God did this for me.
Wow. That's powerful, man.
Yeah. And do you want me to just roll out the whole name,
Spell
or
it
you
for
want
me.
to start there?
Spell the first name for
So
me.
first name is Oluseyi.
Okay. And Fumi is F-U-M-E.
Fumi is F-U-M-E.
Okay.
Yep. So God did this for me.
Okay.
The Lord gave me this.
Mm-hmm.
Omalola is the children are my wealth.
Wow.
The children are my wealth.
How many kids you got?
I have 2 biological children and I have a bonus son.
Oh, you got a bonus son?
Got a bonus son, man.
How you
I
hit
was
the lotto
blessed.
like that?
I was blessed, man. Crazy because
No, you don't have to tell me. I'm just
okay.
You good, bro.
I was gonna give it to y'all, you know what I mean?
Nah,
but
you good,
it's
man.
cool. Yeah, bonus,
So,
my bonus son.
Your
man.
last name.
Well, hold on, because we still got more to the name. It's length in this name,
You
brother.
got 4 names?
Yeah, bro. There's a length to it. You feel me? So we got Oluseyi.
So you Olu, first of his name, King of the Andals, XYZ, huh?
Probably 8th of his name, man. To be honest. But
You
my
a
father
junior?
My father wasn't named this, so
Okay.
that doesn't apply to this one
Okay.
here. But Oluseyi, Omalola,
I'm a Lola.
Akinde,
Akinde.
the purpose.
Hmm.
The purpose that came to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then Olare, you will like this one. Friends support when I need them the most.
Honestly, I don't like it that much. No, but that's powerful, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So I actually had to call Pops up today for my last name. Didn't know it. Hey, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Yeah, I had to call Pops up today. I'm like,
shout out Pops,
I
man.
said, Pops, yo, I'm going to get asked my full name. Like, I got the first part, but that last name, I don't think you ever told me. So he blessed me with it, man. So I'm blessing y'all.
Okay.
So, you know, friends support when I'm in need the most, man. And it's beautiful because I got friends that support me, man.
You do.
I got friends that support me, man.
You got a solid circle, man.
I do.
Been around for a while, but I've seen your interaction with your counterparts and how they react to who you are as a person, man. So, in defining your superpower, I think your last name is the beginning of that definition, right? Like, your surname is what defines your legacy, right? Yeah. So
don't let Mike Tyson hear that.
Nah, man, don't do that to Big Mike. Mike, I'm gonna chop it up with you when you come on the show. We're gonna talk about this, bro.
Hey, Mike fooling for that, but yeah, man.
Don't do Mike like that, bro.
My bad.
I'll call Mike right now. Yeah, tune you up in here, bro.
You know what?
He ain't got no contract on you. I want you to know that. Before you speak on Mike, I want you to know.
Yo, don't come at me, Mike, if you hear this.
He signed no paperwork with you. He signed it with Jake.
But you foul for that, Mike. You know better, man.
Man, but I think your surname it identifies with your legacy in a way that it shows you what lessons you're supposed to pass on.
Yeah.
Right? Like you had to ask your pops for the definition of what your last name meant. Because while you might have the name, you don't know the integrity of that name.
Facts.
You don't know what comes with it.
Facts.
You don't know where that name started. So with your first name, I do believe that it's your personal purpose. Right? Right? God gave you this. He gave you the family you was born into. He gave you the friends that you have around you, your support system, your village.
Yeah.
So take us back to your childhood, Like, what was it like growing up as a Nigerian in America with a Nigerian father and American mother? Walk us through that.
Man, so it was tough, man. For the longest, I was embarrassed of my name.
Word?
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, made fun of? No, it's not crazy. Kids are rude, bro. Kids are terrible.
Thank you for giving me a bit of grace there, bro, because for the longest, I battled with that, though.
Yeah.
Like, damn, am I not, really putting on for my heritage, from where I come from?
Yeah.
But then also it's like, am I just annoyed by the fact no one can pronounce it and I don't have enough strength or pride in my name to call somebody out on it?
Okay.
So I dealt with that. I struggled with, just my name and understanding that, a lot of people just won't get it right. And I never had the courage to explain it to people. That was one aspect. Growing up, my dad, being from Nigeria, he was a certain way. He was all about structure.
Oh, traditionally he was a certain way.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Traditionally he was a certain way. He was all about structure. It was like, this is how we do it, and you're going to do it that way. If you don't, there's repercussion behind that. And it was pretty tough repercussion.
Did you learn that lesson early, or was it a learning curve for you?
It was a learning curve for me because, again, now we got to the American side of it. My mom's American. So I'm juggling between American customs and Nigerian customs. You know what I'm saying?
Who you follow? Mom said this, but Pop said we're going to do it this way.
Facts.
Okay. Was Pops in the house with you to lay down that tradition, or was that an external source where he tried to implement that in your life from another place?
So to be transparent, man, I grew up, from what I realized, in a broken home. Of course, they were together at the time of, conception and everything like that.
Sorry, Mom.
But when I was able to be aware of the scenario or the situation, yeah, they were divorced. So it was visitation. It was moments of going over to my father's, adapting to his customs and beliefs, and then it was the normalcy of being here with my mom.
So even though you had a superpower, you had to code switch. Like when you went from your mom's house and then you went to your pop's house, you had to transition from one state of mind to the next.
Yep.
In your behavior.
Yep.
How was that juggling that dynamic?
Oh, it was hard as hell, bro. I was defiant. You know what I mean? Looking back on it now as an adult, I hated that for myself.
Okay.
I feel like I would have been a lot further along within my Nigerian culture, and just understanding if I didn't put, if I wasn't as defiant as as I was. I didn't want to really hear my dad, explain things to me. Certain things were fascinating to me, but I didn't let him go into depth much about what I needed to know. And a lot of that, honestly, man, it had to do with my mom. She wasn't too familiar with it.
With the Nigerian customs.
With the Nigerian customs. And it wasn't her cup of tea. So, of course, if something's not your cup of tea, you're not going to pour positivity into that. You're more so going to tell it from your perspective and your point of view. So it was skewed.
I see what you're
saying. Her judgment was very skewed now that I'm an adult on what my dad, what his foundation looked like and what he was trying to set for me.
I see what you're saying. I'm sorry you had that dynamic, but I also acknowledge that your ability to adapt in those situations and to take what you could use and throw away what you couldn't, that's a superpower in itself, man. Like, you going back to being a tourist, I think you mentioned in a pod before this that you were a tourist and you use that ability to delegate the things that you want as a part of your life and things that you want to make sure that you steered away from. So I just want to acknowledge that you made good use of your resources in that situation. So going back to your childhood, man, I'm curious, what was your first occupation having those dynamics in your life? How did you implement those into your everyday life as a teenager?
So to take it a couple steps back, and that's a good question. So for me, it started with my grandfather. My grandfather, Isidore Davis, rest in peace, man. Great guy, man. Love that man. Bro. I appreciate that. And I watched him. So there was bright spots in my childhood. I dealt with a lot of dark times. I dealt with a lot of isolating moments. But within that, I did have a guiding light, and that was my grandfather. And watching him build his business up from the ground up with his bare hands, and really being a source to the community and showing me what, putting people on looked like, that's what really drove me to want to start work early.
Wow. Okay, you said being a pillar in his community. What did he do?
Man, so, what didn't he do? From putting men, women in the position of employment is huge in itself. Having the power as a man, as a regular citizen, at one point, to now being someone that delegates and puts employment, in people's pocket, was a huge thing. And he hired people who were disabled. There was a guy that had a disability, but he saw something in him and understood that, hey, this guy still has to have a way of living. You know what I mean? The world doesn't stop because he's disabled, so let me bring him on. So seeing that, him putting the whole family on, you talking about a family business,
right?
Aunt, uncle, mom, his wife, my grandmother, me, my cousins. He was introducing everybody to the business.
Right, but what was the family business, though?
So the family business was a pallet and crate company.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
So that was
logistics.
Logistics.
Early stages, okay.
You know what I mean? And that was something that was wildly, amusing to me. I didn't understand logistics at that time at all.
Doesn't sound like a common job.
No. And he had government contracts with general. Now that I got the understanding of what all of this is, bro, it's fascinating, bro, what he was doing with a second grade education. So, he had government contracts with General Electric. So he was making crates for engine crafts. So whenever they were, building airplanes and stuff like that, he would make the crates for them to ship the engines to the destinations where they were building those aircrafts. Okay. He had other, contracts with Coca-Cola, all, some blue chip companies, and then also some small businesses. But he was well known in the city for, his job.
Okay. With your grandfather being so industrious, did he have a solid community around him like you do now?
At the time, he did. He had a good friend, Mr. Monroe.
Okay. Shout out Mr. Monroe.
Yeah. Rest in
his
peace.
Family.
Yeah.
Shout out to the family of Mr. Monroe.
Yep. He was a good guy, and that was like his right hand. He was somebody that he would talk to, and they would build together. He was one of the guys that, I would say, one of the co-founding fathers of the business itself.
Gotcha.
Like they got trucks and started running that business, together.
Okay, cool.
So he was a solid guy, man. So yeah.
All right, oh man, I appreciate that insight, bro. Just giving us a glimpse into your childhood. I want to branch off into your adolescence a little bit, though, before we round it off with your superpower. I want you to paint us a picture of what it was like growing up and what you would describe as a broken home in your employment, right? Like, what was your reason for first getting a job? And then, two, how did you manage that with the expectations that you had from your paternal and your maternal sources?
So my first form of employment, honestly, was working with my grandfather, bro. Like, and I ain't trying to throw him under the bus, man, or nothing like that. But
Sound like you are.
my man was not. My man had me out like 7 years old, bro, working the nail gun.
He ran a sweatshop with the family, bro.
Yo, child labor laws would have been after my man's, though. No cap. But I love him, though, because he did pay us under the table, man. He threw us a couple little bones, man, for what we did. So
hopefully the statutes of limitations are up on child labor laws.
And I didn't want to throw my grandfather under the bus, man. But yeah, I started early, man, like 7.
Okay,
I was probably like 10 driving the forklift, bro, no license. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was putting us to work.
We can't even put this episode out now. We got to keep this in the tuck, y'all.
I love y'all so much, man. He taught me a lot. But, so honestly, that's when I started. But first legal occupation came at a pizzeria. I was probably around 15, 16, right at that time where you can get the work permit and start to, I think you were getting like, 15 hours a week or something like that with the work permit, 15, no more than 20. So I was working at the pizzeria. Mom's was like, look, you getting older, your feet getting big. Once they hit you with that, your feet getting big.
They coming up 200
man.
On the shoes. You wearing a size 10.
Man, it went from 70 to 120. Oh, yeah, your feet getting too big. You know what? It's time for you to get a job. So I got hit with that. And that's what propelled me to go ahead and get a job. Plus, I had the ambition watching my grandfather and his come up. So it's like, okay, cool. If I got to get a job, that's just what it is. That's the way my life is set up. Even though I had friends around me who were privileged and, in a good way, as far as just having that foundation and people that they can reach out to get resources from. So, yeah, man. Shout out to Italianette, man. They gave me my first real job. I was bussing dishes down in the back.
Okay, they ain't had you on the sauce, though.
Actually, I worked my way up. I got promoted to pieces, and I was spinning them things like, I was one of them.
That's your piece of finger?
Yeah, that's my piece of finger.
Gotcha.
So I had it rotating and all that, bro. I was pretty cold at it. People came in to see me.
Yeast King, I see you, boy.
Yeah, I was, spreading that dough out, man.
Don't give them all of it.
Yeah, bro.
You
got me excited, man, to go back.
Bro.
Yeah.
You gotta dial that back some. With this one episode, bro. You can't give them the whole piece of flavor, bro.
Nah, man. But yeah, shout out to Italianette, man. Frank Krimmer, and everybody, his whole family, the Krimmer family. They gave me my first real opportunity. So thank you.
Okay, I want to dial it back to your name, man. And I told you at the beginning of this, I was gonna do you a favor and define your superpower.
Yeah.
Right. What I know about you is that no matter who you meet, you never meet a stranger twice. Right? Like when you come into a social gathering, bro, you make yourself known, you extend your hand, and you accept and reciprocate. A lot of people don't do that, bro. So as far as your name is concerned, you're right. It is God's gift for you to be able to do that. A lot of people can't come out of their anxiety shells to be who and what you are in the world. You bring a lot of people together. You show people the light. You know what I'm saying? When I say the light, I mean knowledge. Like you bring people into knowing, right? That's just who you are as a person. And I want you to take that into every other aspect of your life. Every investment you take, I want you to take your resources with you. A lot of people take a hand, but they don't extend theirs back.
Word.
I want you to continue extending yours back, bro.
Facts.
I appreciate you for doing that in my life.
Hey, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that for real. I try to see, and I fall victim to it. I mean, you give me a hard time about it all the time, but
I hope I do.
I really do, look for the best in people, man. And sometimes out of default, man, I run through a lot of people that just aren't worthy of that energy, and that time, man. But, I've been fortunate enough to, out of all my law of averages of finding friends, man, finding a few good men that, really I can lock in with, encourage, and shed light too, man. Because I want the same for me, bro. I a lot of people, especially men nowadays, we shy away from another man shedding light or bringing light to your situation because you feel like, oh man, I'm manly enough to do it on my own. But it's
Ego
like,
tripping.
yeah. But I appreciate you, bro, because you shed light and bring light to me, man, to even keep my fire fueled to do what I do for you.
I'm gonna start charging you for it. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, it is what it is, bro. It's a capitalist world out here. So I don't fault you.
I don't know, because your octave went up a couple times. It sound like you got a little broad in your chest. You sat up in your seat and everything. You sure? You good?
Yeah, I'm good,
okay,
man.
Cool.
Everybody want to come up on the dollar, man. I understand.
I just got to charge you, bro. I've been here too long. I done put in too much work to not charge you at this point. I wouldn't be a good friend if I didn't show you how to charge your friend.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? I got your back.
Nah, no doubt, bro.
All right, people. If you would like to know or need any information on what your superpower is, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Put what you think your superpower is in the comments below, and we'll bring it back around next time. Thank you. This is Doing Numbers. I'm going to pass it back to my co-host, Olu, and he's going to give you 0 to Savvy.
All right, y'all. Welcome to From Zero to Savvy, where we have a beginner's guide of just your personal finances. So today, I wanted to talk about the Pi Network real quick. I got introduced to the Pi Network in 2020. So just a casual conversation I was having with a family member of mine, and she was like, yo, you need to look at this. This is a dope opportunity. I know you invest in crypto. My friend put me onto this Pi thing. They're starting to mine and create this ecosystem that honestly has a trajectory to similar to what Bitcoin had back in the early 2000s. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Started mining. And to be honest, man, if you haven't done it, or if you were mining with Pi and you stopped, you made a mistake, man, because right now they are on Forbes digital list as a top 5 cryptocurrency platform that's out there for us. So one, you probably want to go back and find and dig into that vault that they created where you got those mines locked up and try to unlock them. Find the passcode, find your passphrase, because that's what it was your passphrase. Find your passphrase and try to unlock that, because it's money on the table that we missing out on if you decide not to indulge in Pi. If you hadn't learned about Pi, you can still jump in. You still got opportunity to mine a little bit, or still just ingratiate yourself within the ecosystem, learn more about it. And again, it's another way that we're moving in this digital currency world. So I think you should hop on.
Your best initiative when you're going into investments is to get in on the ground floor, people. When you're going in and you're mining these coins, make sure you do it with intention and you do it consistently. This is how you make yourself ingratiated with the process, one, like O said, but two, you set a foundation for yourself to win on the back end of your investment. You don't get in trying to make money as soon as you get in. It's an investment for the long term. And right now we're putting you in on a ground floor of what would have been a ground floor had you got in when we got in 2020. But you still have a chance. Make sure you get in and you mind your Pi.
Make sure you mind. Make sure you get on Pi. But now I want to move right along to the next financial ticker. Scott, what you got?
Man, I want to talk to you guys about financial services and products with these institutions. A lot of times we grow up in societies and cultures where we're shied away from credit or finances, or whether it be a credit card. Like I know when I was growing up, I was told to stay away from credit so I didn't mess it up. I am going to give you one tool to use, or one institution to use. And I'm going to give you several products that you can go and research on your own time. This credit union is called Navy Federal, and I'm pretty sure you've heard of it. A lot of people think that you cannot get an account with Navy Federal unless you've been in the military. This is not true. Until the end of January, they have a promotion where anybody can sign up with somebody who's already a member of Navy Federal Credit Union. They have high credit limits. They have low APRs. They have credit products and services that can help you save with money you're not supposed to be spending anyway, that you can invest into things like what O is talking about. So you can go and research, and I'll name them all for you. The pledge loan is a secure loan that you use with your own money, that's backed by your own money, that gives you cushion in your credit profile under your loans profile. And you can pay it up to 80 or 90% and have a positive account on your credit profile right now today. You can go in, sign up, and then go back into the bank and talk with a teller and sign up for the pledge loan. The next product or service is called the Easy Start Certificate. You can deposit up to $3,000 in this certificate, and you can set it for 4, 6, or 12 months. That's also another way to cushion your credit profile. Search Navy Federal Credit Union, and I'll put my code under in the comments. The first 5 people will get $100 for signing up within the first 90 days. Navy Federal Credit Union is the way to go.
Yeah, and to second that, I have a Navy Federal account. So what am I going to do? I'm going to sign up for the pledge loan. Of course, why not? It sounds like a no-brainer to me. Secure way for you to build your credit using your own money. I mean, like, come on, man. Now, I want to kick it into the stocks, man, because I love stocks. So I want to talk a little bit about EV. I think when it comes to EV, we got a couple good options out there, some good stock options that I want to share with you. One is QuantumScape. 2, solid state battery. One of the tickers is QS. A lot of you may have heard it. The second ticker is SLDP. The reason why I choose these two is because of the solid state battery, y'all. If y'all not hip to solid state battery, you need to get hip.
What is solid state battery?
Solid state battery is actually a more high-powered and efficient source of energy that's being used to function electric vehicles. So similar to, it would be an enhancement of the lithium battery, which is being used in Teslas, using other EV vehicles that have been out, you know, between that, what was that, 2017 range up until now. Lithium is the main battery being used.
Okay.
Solid state is the new battery that's coming up now that's in development, where it give you longer battery charge and it extends the range of your drive a lot further. So you're looking at now a 700-mile travel versus a 400-mile travel or 300-mile travel.
So we're going to see a lot less of y'all cars on the side of the road on 285. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what you're hearing, man.
Okay, cool.
It's in the works. It's definitely in the beta stage. So if you want to jump in on QuantumScape or solid state battery, definitely make sure you tap into your Robinhood. If you got questions, comments, shoot us that way, man. I'll be glad to help you guys and give you more information. What you got, Scott?
Man, I think that was a great piece. On stocks, I just started investing myself on Robinhood. I got about 3 in there. You know what I'm saying? I bought me some Tesla. I bought me some Ethereum. I bought me some Bitcoin. It ain't much, but I bought me some.
Okay. They shot over 100K.
I did see that 109 yesterday.
That's huge.
I got in a day before that.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's
man.
got a couple little ducats off of it.
Got a few in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Watching it grow. I appreciate you giving us these zero to savvies, because while also I'm mediating the conversation, I'm also learning from you too. So make sure y'all check into those stocks. Even if you don't invest, do the research. Make sure you see what it is that we're talking about up here. Make sure you at least give it a thought to invest.
Yeah, man. And if you're not comfortable with just, you know, putting all your eggs, quote unquote, in one basket when it comes to just one stock particularly, because I guess that's where the confusion comes into play at when it comes to investing. Like, oh, well, how does that work? So stocks, mutual funds, 2 different things, but they're 2 great vehicles that you can use. Stocks is a higher risk because you're now, you know, putting your eggs in one basket, particularly
for sure.
when you're dealing with that one shareholder. But then the mutual fund side of things, where you more so have a cushion of different holdings within one portfolio. So now it's a little bit lower of a risk because you have your eggs kind of spread out throughout different stocks. One goes up, the other one goes down, but you got, you know, 2 more that's on their way up. It balances out your net loss. So think about it. Mutual funds, stocks, we could talk about it.
And make sure that you build a budget before you invest as well. Don't use all your excess to, you know what I'm saying, throw away, because then you're going to need that money back. It's best to make sure you let your investment sit. So build you a budget. Make sure that the money that you put in your investment accounts are sustainable, that you can keep those funds there for as long as you need to before it's time to pull them out.
And before we wrap up our zero to savvy, Scott, is there another zero to savvy moment that you want to put anybody on to?
I most definitely do. Financial discipline is the cornerstone of what makes all of this stuff possible. Make sure that you are integral with what it is that you build your livelihood off of. Make sure that it has a purpose and it has a sustainable purpose moving forward. Like, it's fine to save for vacation. It's fine to save for your birthdays and graduation, so on and so forth. But make sure that you invest in your future as well. Invest in your future. Put something towards a trust. Put something towards you getting some real estate. Buy some land. Go on these federal websites and get you some land banks, man. Make sure y'all go ahead and put some money down on something that's gonna be here once you're gone.
And to piggyback on putting something on something so it can, you know, take care of you when you're gone and your beneficiaries, look at life insurance, man. That's a great way, again, to help build that financial, you know, wealth that you want to have. It builds that estate. It creates the estate, actually. So if you're looking for longevity, you know, whether you're on earth to see it or, you know, you passing it down to your heirs or your beneficiaries, that's a great way to start. Is think about life insurance. Don't look at it as a scam, but look at it as a learning curve for you to better yourself, better your family, and take care of you in the time of need. Because there's so many different riders and avenues that you can go in within life insurance that you'll be surprised what it can do for you and what it doesn't do for you. I think we stick too much on what it doesn't do versus what it can do.
Make sure that you're picking the right policy for your lifestyle, though. Like, a lot of people look at, like you said, like life insurance, and they say, well, it worked for them because of this. Find something that works for you because of your reason. Like, make sure that you get the right type of investment account. Make sure that you get the right type of life insurance or whole life or universal whole life. Make sure that you understand these definitions in the contracts that you'll be signing. And make sure that it's for your longevity moving forward. And some life insurance policies you can use before your death date. So make sure that you research that as well. But this is Doing Numbers. Thank you so much for viewing with us today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And anything you got for us, make sure that you say it with your chest, whether it's good or bad. We need 5 stars. We don't care what you say.
Say it with your chest.
5 stars, man. Make sure you put them down in there. Thank you for doing numbers one more time. Clap it up.
And it's a wrap, folks. See you next week.